Welcome back to the commentary booth. We have for you Heretic Nation versus Godfathers. I have a feeling that Arrive is going to be a bit disappointed in this Heretic Nation setup. With me is Zastro, and I'm Lazarus Cellraven.
That's okay. You can call me John Laz. All right. So what the Godfathers brought here is a pretty standard Mimitar Rush setup that we've been seeing all throughout the Alliance tournament. And Heretic Nation brought a blaster-based setup, but instead of Vindicators, they chose to bring Megathron Navy issues. Why would they do that?
It's very odd. I honestly don't know. I mean, the Navy Megathrons are still 20 points each, so there's really no reason not to bring the Vindicators instead.
Yeah, well,
unless
I think
maybe they run out of money. They can't afford the Vindicator.
I don't know. I mean, Navy Megathrons, they have a little bit more tank, but they don't have that web bonus that the Vindicators have, which really makes them very good at controlling the range here.
That 90% web is huge, and the match is just now starting.
So here they go. The Megatron Navy issues are, looks like they're starting to turn around. They're not going to burn straight at Godfather straight off the bat.
Yeah, it's interesting. The Godfather team is burning away from them.
Yeah,
and
we have two close-range setups here, but neither team seems to want to commit to charging each other. But now we see the Heretic Nation teams. They're starting to move towards.
Yeah, we do have damage drones on the field from these from Godfathers, and they're going for Matt Nova and the Ishkur. And I haven't seen any smart bombs on the field yet from these Navy Megas. I believe they only have 7 high slots. I would have to make sure.
And those damage drones are taking apart that Ishkur pretty well, but once that Oneros gets some reps on him, he should be fine. That Oneros isn't repping him yet, though. I wonder what he's waiting for.
Yep, you're not seeing hardly any E-War effects being pushed across the field from either side. You got a few tracking disruptors and a damp on one cyclone.
Wow, is that Oneros going to let that Ishkur die to damage drones?
He's repping the wrong Ishkur.
Oh wow!
This Oneros, I'm not sure if he fell asleep or had to go answer the door or something. I mean, the first Ishkur is down for Heretic Nation.
That was a screw up.
Yeah,
and very little damage being applied to Godfathers now. The Heretic Nation team is still trying to close range, and they're not getting close enough yet.
Yeah, I mean, the Godfather's just burning away and killing these frigates. I mean, the Oneros finally switched reps to the ship actually taking damage. And it's really important with these armor reps that the reps hit on the end of the cycle, not beginning like shield reps, that they have to get these reps on early.
Yeah, I picked Heretic Nation to win this one, but based on their early piloting decisions, I'm really not feeling too good about this right now. I mean, they're only down in Ishkur. That's not too bad right now, but
well, I'm still really confused on why the Navy Megathrons.
Yeah, I don't know. I think you would always want to have that web bonus on the Vindicator here. I mean, the trade-off just for a little bit more EHP on the Navy Megathrons. I think they have one more low slot too.
You're gonna be getting more damage out of the Vindicators. Vindicator has a huge damage bonus on it as well.
Yeah, I mean the only thing that you would take a Navy over a Vindicator for is maybe a little more tank. But
yep, and
you don't
Saber
need
just got insta-volleyed by Godfathers.
Yeah, so now the Godfathers lost their first ship. It seems like the Heretic Nation's getting on top of them now, so maybe we'll see those Navy Megathrons able to apply their blaster damage and kill some more stuff.
Then we're seeing a few reps on the Indio for Heretic Nation, but it doesn't look to be enough as he's starting to bleed structure.
Yep, the Godfathers, they're seem to be focusing on those frigates, try to get the tackle down first, and if they can get the Heretic Nation support down, they'll just be able to kite around to dictate the range on this.
Yep. You see Willie 19 being called for the Heretic Nation team.
Godfathers have switched to the Oneros. I think they might be trying to get him down now.
Yep, historically in the past, once we see that Oneros go down in these armor setup teams, these battleships are going to fall shortly after them.
Yep. Yeah, and he's web tackled, got all kinds of stuff on him now. And he's going down. Still, the Heretic Nation team, they've gotten on top of the Godfathers. They're starting to apply some DPS, but it's not fast enough.
Yeah,
Those Navythron Mega issues just can't do the kind of DPS we've seen in the Vindicator-based setups.
And we are seeing this Damnation smart bombing some of these drones off the field, but he is hitting some friendly drones as well. It doesn't look like these Cyclones are boosting themselves, so they might be non-ASB, but just relying on the Scimitar. As this Oneros just goes down. So that Oneros going down is huge. These Navy Megathrons will not have the shield tank, the backup ASBs like the shield tank ship would.
Yep, and the Heretic Nation, they're going to get this Cyclone down, but they're all taking so much damage now. I think at this point, Heretic's just it's going to snowball in the Godfather's favor.
Yeah, this really was kind of a whitewash from the beginning. I mean, with the Navy Megathrons instead of the Vindicators, and then these Ishkurs just the logistics not repping some of these frigates as the Innu goes down.
Yep. So Yeah, this is going to go to Godfathers at this point. I don't see any way Heretic Nation could turn this around.
Yep. That makes me 2-0.
And that is going to ruin my bracket. I made it to exactly the second match.
I believe that means
my bracket's
you're not going to get those 3 plexes, huh?
No, I'm not going to win those 3 plexes. Although I don't think I was...
I don't think we were applicable.
Yeah,
anyways.
I don't think I was applicable to win. But man, I thought I'd get further than the second match before my bracket fell apart. But that's what's great about the matchups that we have here on the final day of the Alliance tournament. Any one of these teams could win.
Yeah, these are all really close matches. The second Cyclone looks like it will go down 4. Yep, there it goes. So we've got two Cyclones down, 4 Godfathers. They still have the 2 Sleipnirs and the 2 more Cyclones left. So, I mean, they still have a lot of DPS on the field, and these Navy Megathrons will die in short order.
Yeah, they're floating around, but pretty ineffectively at this point. They're webbed. They have no tacklers left on the Heretic Nation. They're not going to be able to kill another ship before they die here.
Yeah, I mean, it's unfortunate. I mean, it's odd that the Cyclones didn't try to pack on some sort of ASB to help the Scimitar reps, just because a lot of times these Scimitars will die early, and then those ASBs win the match for them.
Yep. Yeah, the Mimitar teams are really strong because they have that backup tank from the ASBs. When you got an armor base set up like the Glenta teams we've seen, once you lose your logistics, your tank just completely falls apart.
Yeah, and we see this Damnation randomly smart bombing, and he's not even around the drones. I mean, you get a cloud of drones on this one Megathron, and this Damnation is off out of the fight. So, I mean, this team has been done just horrible.
It was cool to see a different setup, to see somebody bring some different ships, but this is just a setup that didn't make sense. Like, it just, I don't know what they were going for with it. It's like we were saying in the last match, yeah, you might want to save like a pocket setup to kind of surprise people with, but you don't want to bring out a setup that's just not going to work.
Yeah, I don't believe this was one of those setups as the first Navy Megathron dies. Meppa is in half shield in the Cyclone. They probably won't be able to get him down. That one Scimitar should be enough to keep it alive.
And we haven't seen them ASBing, but maybe he has an ASB. Either way, just one Navy Megatron's not going to take him down.
The reps have broken, and he's burning out. Looks like we do have a shield hardener effect on the Cyclone, so maybe they went for a little bit more buffer to give the Scimitar a little better chance to get reps. So
next match, it's going to be on this bracket now. With Godfathers winning, they're going to have to face Hun in the Elite 8. What do you think about that?
I think that's going to be much tougher than this Heretic Nation match has been for Godfathers.
Yeah, really.
I mean, I think the Godfathers match versus Hun is going to be their biggest challenge so far in the tournament.
Not only did we see kind of a weird setup, but I don't think Heretic really piloted especially well in this one either.
Yeah.
Like, it's like they weren't really, they just weren't ready to win today.
I mean, this setup definitely wasn't win-worthy.
But I mean, it's more than just about setups. You have to make you have to have good pilots too. You have to make good decisions. And when that Oniros just really slowly let that Ishkur die to damage drones, I couldn't believe what I was watching.
He didn't even transfer his reps over. They were on that other Ishkur for the entire time that was taking no damage.
Yeah, and it wasn't like it happened instantly. That Ishkur died to damage drones. It's something he easily could have saved him for.
Well, I mean, just like this Damnation that spent the entire match smart bombing away from the drones. Like, he wasn't even in the middle of the drones, just popping smart bombs and not, I mean, he could have been so much more effective getting those damage drones off the field as the last Navy Megathron dies for Heretic Nation, leaving them with their Damnation.
Yep, just one more ship to go. Well, the Godfathers have been very well. I mean, they've played undefeated, but I didn't think they had a schedule as tough as some of the other teams. So I sold them a little bit short in my bracket. They definitely have potential. Going up against Hun next, Godfathers is going to have a tough fight, but man, that's going to be a great match. I can't wait to see it.
And the next match we do have is, I believe, PL on Test, which is going to be an interesting bro pack match.
If there's any match that I would say is as close to being able to predict as you can get, I think PL... They're strong favorites to win the whole tournament. They were my pick to win the whole tournament, so that's the one I feel the safest about.
Michael Bolton is definitely rooting for Test to upset everyone.
Yeah, he's in the back posting away on the Test forum, trying
to rile the troops.
Yeah, trying to get everyone hyped up for it. That's going to be a good match, but every other match I think is way more of a toss-up than that next one coming up.
Definitely. I mean, there's so many good matches, especially when we get down to the Miley versus Raiden, Verge versus Rote. And I'm really looking forward to seeing more Shadow Cartel blaster setups, personally.
Yeah. I love the blaster-based setups. They're exciting. Do so much DPS. Although I would, unlike Heretic Nation here in this match today, probably not bring Navy Megathrons for it.
Right. Now we're coming down to the last minute of the match. Damnation is about half armor. Just to show the massive amount of EHP on this Damnation. They're well known just for their huge brick tanks. I mean, I used to use it as a bait ship just because of how tanky it was.
Yeah, I mean, Godfather's definitely made the right choice in saving him for last. The Damnation tank is ridiculous, even without the Oneros repping him.
Right.
Just sit there.
Coming down to 35 seconds, I mean, maybe they won't be able to chew through that damage control structure in time.
It doesn't make any difference. Now we're in the elimination brackets at this point. They're just killing him for points. You know, whatever. Doesn't get you anywhere. It just costs Heretic Nation one more ship.
Yep.
There he goes. Boom. The last ship down. And that is going to be a very impressive victory for Godfathers over Heretic Nation.
And I believe Rivey will be very sad.
Yeah. I mean, my bracket's ruined now. So with that, we'll turn you back to Soundwave in the studio.